How's everybody doing? Today I will be reviewing The Adventures of Tintin, the 2011 animated action-adventure film directed by the legendary Steven Spielberg. And this is also the first collaboration between Steven Spielberg, who's directing, and Peter Jackson, who's producing. And the three writers of the film are standouts in their own right as well, with Edgar Wright, Stephen Moffat, and Joe Cornish. Let me know if you've seen The Adventures of Tintin and what you think of it as well. The movie is based on the comic book series by Hergé. I remember seeing some of the cartoons when I was younger, but I never really watched it fanatically, and I didn't read any of the comic books either. So I'm going into this basically as a fresh new viewer of Tintin. Tintin, the world's new favorite ginger? It makes me wonder if they're going to do a Johnny Quest movie next. The slew of well-known actors who lent their voices to this movie is astonishing. Tintin is voiced by Jamie Bell, and Daniel Craig plays Sakharine, the villain. And you have Simon Pegg and Nick Frost playing the Thompson twins, and Cary Elwes, as well as Andy Serkis, who further supplants his legacy in the motion capture field. I love the intro to the movie. It has a classic cartoon feel to it. The movie starts out with our hero, the journalist Tintin, while at a market square he buys a wooden model ship called the Unicorn, that unbeknownst to Tintin is holding more than it appears. Its secrets attract the dubious Mr. Sakharine, who has a secret of his own regarding his relationship with the ship that goes back over 300 years. Mr. Sakharine will do anything to get the model ship, including murder. He quickly kidnaps Tintin and throws him in a boat bound to Badhar, Morocco. And of course Snowy follows Tintin's captors and jumps onto the boat after him. Snowy's awesome. From there, Tintin meets up with Captain Archibald Haddock, who ties into the relationship of the ship and Mr. Sakharine. Haddock and Tintin escape the ship together, and they team up to stop Mr. Sakharine from obtaining the secret hidden scrolls, and put a stop to his diabolical plan. It's an adventure on land, sea, and air. Essentially, it's a sunken treasure adventure. Tintin's dog Snowy is just so awesome, and he's a great character in the film. He has great personality as well. I wonder how many dogs have been named after him already. I definitely think the number will rise after this movie. The Thompson twins are bumbling hilarity, and perfectly voiced by Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. They play the bumbling Interpol agents. I like how at the end of the movie Haddock defeats his demons and kicks the bottle both literally and figuratively. This is by far one of the best anime movies I have ever seen. There is no uncanny valley or dead eyes here like with Polar Express. This is Spielberg's first foray into performance capture, and it is definitely a success. It's visually stunning, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat with anticipation. The plot-driven action looks magnificent. At times it feels reminiscent of Indiana Jones, National Treasure, and Pirates of the Caribbean. This movie definitely has a classic Spielberg feel to it, and this is another collaboration that Spielberg did with composer John Williams, and the score complements the action perfectly in this movie. So many legends collaborating with this film that you know this film is just going to be a classic. I was immediately engaged in the story, and I couldn't wait to see what would happen next. Excellent animation, rich detail, even down to the fingernails. I absolutely loved the humor in this film. It really offsets some of the tenser action-packed sequences. One scene in particular that had great comical whimsy was the scene with Mr. Silk falling down and butterflies around him. Just classic. And the ship fight definitely reminded me of something you'd see in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. The Adventures of Tintin is extremely captivating in every aspect. This is a great animated family adventure movie. It's a movie that the whole family can enjoy, and it's fun for all ages. A fantastic adaptation that fans should be proud of. This is a movie that can be enjoyed by both fans of the comics as well as newcomers to The Adventures of Tintin. They set the movie up for a sequel, and I personally can't wait. And I definitely plan to see Adventures of Tintin again. It's one that I loved, and after seeing it, I just couldn't wait to see it again. Great rewatchability factor. My only criticism is by the end of the movie, you feel like the action never stops. It almost gets overwhelming at a point. And in certain scenes, it doesn't really let the viewer recover from all the action. And by the climax, like I said, it becomes a little overwhelming. It doesn't affect the film as a whole, but the pacing could have been a little bit better with the action. That's my only criticism of the movie, and it is minor. That being said, The Adventures of Tintin is one of my favorite movies of the year, and I highly recommend it. I give The Adventures of Tintin a 9 out of 10 stars. It's an instant family classic in my opinion. I highly recommend it if you're into animated movies or action movies. Definitely check this one out. You won't be disappointed. Let me know if you've seen The Adventures of Tintin and what you think of it. Leave me a comment down below, and I hope everybody's doing well. Take care.